This was a car that didn't really need a lot to be made suitable for form. The default handling line that came with the mod, the stopping distances were too long. The car put the power down way better than it should have. Now, it's not to say that Challenger SRT8s need to be loose, but they have to have oversteer, they have to have understeer, and they need to have longer stopping distances versus other cars. Let's see how she does at 6 stars, shall we? First set of tests. See how she does on the bumps, dirt versus tarmac, all that good stuff.
Hope you got insurance.
Definitely likes to kick the tail out in the dirt, although that is to be expected given this car's demeanor. I think I might need to tighten up the grip a little bit, or at least move the bias a little bit away from oversteer. It's still a little loose for my liking, but it feels more like a Duke's with better brakes and slightly better torque, which is what I went for, sort of, but not exactly. Having fun? Oh, I might make it! I almost did. That was the one thing I really didn't like about this before. It almost felt like someone tried to recreate GTA 5's handling in GTA 4. By that, the car just had way too much grip, and the stopping distances were way too short. I'd rather have a car be too hard to drive as opposed to too easy in this game. I at least gave it ABS all the time. Gotta have that. Fuck it, let's just take the jump in 5th. Oh, yeah! That's actually really good handling of that. That was a large bump. I used all the travel in that suspension, but she did very well. I'm gonna get spotted up here no matter what I do, so I'm just gonna stay foot to the floor and go the other way. Choppers really don't like making tight turns. You have to be careful with full throttle with this thing. It will get loose on you coming out of corners. Like even here, there's a little bit of oversteer under braking. A little bit of oversteer under power there. It's not bad though. It just can get inefficient. I always try to maintain a high average speed. This car kind of gets in the way. It definitely needs more grip on the rear tires. Not a lot more. It's close. It really is. I mean, I can whip it around decently well, in spite of how little practice I've had. I guess I'm okay at driving this game, but... Oh, she's got long legs, though! Woo! Look at that! Man, if this car were a woman, she'd be 7 feet tall. I swear, his legs are very long. Not as much as the S600L. That thing might as well be a tower. It's so darn tall, but... Ah, I couldn't do it! It's too narrow. That's one thing about some of these cars. They're not long, but they're super wide. So you really do have trouble with certain areas, like the forest there. That one, that's definitely on me. Just not knowing really how wide this car is versus the terrain and what you can and can't get away with. Doesn't it? Like I say, it's not... Oh my god. It's not as crash-worthy as the Dukes, and it definitely doesn't have the ground clearance, but... It's quicker for sure. If only for the higher torque value and just better putting the power down. And this is nice. This kind of reminds me of a fat Vigoro. Alright, we're gonna do... Whoa! I almost nailed that Huntley. That was really close! He honked at me! I'm like, man, you're the one turning in front of a car on a main road. Pretty sure I had the right of way. I mean, I ain't no traffic attorney, but what little I've figured out and learned over the years here. This car does look nice with the black and the red. Very sinister. Fitting for a Dodge Challenger. Oh, I got it. Oh, no, 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 no. Could use a little more downforce as well. I mean, not that it'll flip when doing a high-speed turn, but I just think that would also help with the putting the power down. I think that might be better than reducing front tire grip. Now, I believe I should... Well, I don't know. Did my stars get reset? No, they didn't. Okay.
Here's one that will help me forget that I've destroyed my liver trying to convince myself I'm not worthless.
Oh, I love this song. Not too bad I'm about to lose the stars. Oh, well. Not bad. For a car that I did very little optimization and tweaks to, this thing does nice. Definitely abused it to that getaway, but she did okay. You'll see what I mean about the ground clearance? It really does, even when you, especially when you repair the car. It definitely, it's not, it's got the travel. It just, it kind of reminds you of the Tampa. It gets more ground clearance as you go towards the tail, or middle of the car here. It's got plenty in the back, even with the diffuser and underbody aero tray and what have you. So, Gauntlet, I say you're ready for 6-star getaway duty. And also, yes, I do have a huge fetish for white cars with blue stripes. It's just one of the most beautiful paint jobs that you can have. I mean, think about it. What car looks bad with white on blue? There isn't a single one. I mean, Chargers, Challengers, Camaros, Caprices, Corvettes, Mustangs, Crown Vics, town cars, Grand Marquis, trucks of all varieties. I mean, it just, especially with a car like the Gauntlet. I mean, you've got it for me, it looks like a race car, but it's not like super sinister. But obviously, being a Gauntlet, it always has a bit of that, just with its nice wide, low proportions. And yeah, this is. I like this. This feels very good. I mean, this now really is a fat Vigoro. So obviously, it's got more torque. It's got. I don't know about the ground clearance. It's a little weird because this car it definitely has more at the tail, but the nose. This car doesn't hop things from the front quite as well as you think it would. Oh my god. I like the brakes. I like how controllable it is. It can still do those really tight turns, like the redneck U-turn, like I demonstrated in some older. Oh yeah, like I did with the Virgo. I mean, this car will do them. Woo! It doesn't get unsettled by bumps, in spite of having just so much lower than I would think it is. I mean, it's just. I'm just taking a lot. Oh, hello there, little Crown Vic. I'm just taking this all in, and I'm happy. And what's really interesting as well, this car, I added downforce. I mean, it was already good before, but I added a little bit more because obviously I wanted to keep power oversteer. So you can't just add grip to the rear tires because then obviously that will mean higher likelihood of understeer. So I figured, well, let's just tighten up the handling a little bit in general. Obviously, being a Challenger, it's still going to be a little bit of a, I wouldn't say an acrobat, but a little bit of a showboat sometimes. But this is very nice. I wish you could use added audio with some of these cars, though. I mean, not that this is a bad sound, but I just think that for some of these other cars, I mean, an inline-six twin-turbo versus a V6 NA, I mean, GT4 doesn't really have enough variety of sounds for that. I mean, Bravado Gauntlet! No, I'm not drunk. I'm just being a little silly.
Drivers, yo.
Oh, I see my doors popped open and then closed immediately. Want to ventilate my right inner thigh. Oh, okay. Hello, Perennial. Don't worry, Perennial, you'll be replaced by something that's simultaneously more fun and just a lot more suited. Minivan as well. I'll replace the Cabby as well. There's just a couple vehicles here and there. I mean, a lot of the default cars in this game are actually quite good. Of course, there are a couple that need handling line edits. The Albany Primo, that I'm going to make front-wheel drive because it's based off of the generation of Seville that's front-wheel drive. But then if I do that, then I have to make the Police Patrol front-wheel drive. Because obviously it's based off a 2000 to 2005 Impala, and that was all front-wheel drive. I mean, all the Impalas after 96 were front-wheel drive. So it's like, what do I do? Alright, Mr. Police Vehicle, I need you to go the wrong way. Yep, there we go. Just wanted to make absolutely sure before I committed to this. Oh boy! Downforce once again saves me. Hit that jump at kind of a bad angle and kind of low on speed. Normally I'm maybe bottom of third, but probably not bottom of fourth there, but closer to the top of third or part of the way through third. So glad I turned off the speedometer overlay in the top right corner. That shit got so distracting. It's like the frame rate counter. I mean, at least that, obviously the way the PC is now, it don't move. It stays at whatever frame rate I want it to. Usually 60, and then if I'm recording, I just record at 30. Whatever. I mean, you're driving a perennial, so yeah, I think that's a very accurate statement. This thing's great. It's a very nice car. You do have to mind the width, and it's not as speedy as a civilian Buffalo. It never will be. It can't be. Otherwise, it'd be OP. But it's a nice car. A very, very fun car to have. One I'm very proud to have in the fleet.